Hello and welcome to another free code session. My name is Jason Bach, and I'm going to try to figure out this problem with partially applied, which it seems like it's not doing the right thing, even though it should. I'm not real clear right now why this is failing. So it needs to be investigated, and so I'm going to jump down here and do the dance where I create a test that hopefully will reproduce the problem. We'll see. Okay. I wanted to do this to try to get my mind off of things. And what I mean by that is, again, I record episodes and then about a month or two or whatever later they come out. So this one, I think, will probably come out early April. And I'm recording this on the day where the government and Congress was going to certify the election, which has never been more than a formality in the United States. And seeing terrorists storm the Capitol, bringing the Confederate flag in, I have no words. It was, to me, I think I even tweeted this. It was as shocking as 9/11, even though the amount of death was nowhere near that. There was apparently one person who died from a gunshot, but it was the shock of seeing something like that has never happened in this country. And this is not role playing. This is our government. This is what we hold dear as our democracy. And to see something like that egged on by a president who has betrayed this country, I try not to make this political, but I'm angry this morning, and I'm upset still. This should have never happened. Honestly, wasn't that surprising that it did. It was still shocking to see. And it is shocking to hear that only a handful of people were arrested when, frankly, all of them should have been. Every single person that walked into that building should have been arrested. I still have a lot of love for this country, and I still value the freedoms that we have, and I worry that this great experiment sometimes is getting close to not working. It sucks. But there's hope in that the new administration and new Congress, while I don't belong to any party, I'm not a Democrat or Republican or anything like that. I know they're going to make mistakes. I know they're going to do things that I disagree with. And it's not that that's okay, but that's going to happen. But I do think that things will start to get better. And because it has to. We can't have this getting any worse, and it has to get far better. We have to do better as a country. All right. Rant off. Let's rant about code. So let's just put in our favorite X method. And let's see. I think the problem is that I have like two methods here that have kind of the same signature. Let's come down. That's fine. I can grab this one. And we'll say, yeah, we don't even need that. We can just go to fancy A plus B. Okay. And so now what we're going to do here is we're going to say, we'll call this ref increment by 3. And then we'll do this, and we'll say just apply. Except this will no longer be add. This has to be sum. Okay. All right. So I always got to get the coffee in the morning, even though that puts little pauses in the video. But as a coder, I have to drink coffee, or wake up in the morning. It's works out really well now in terms of my schedule to come down here and get up early in the morning, make some coffee, eat breakfast, and then come down and do an episode for half an hour, and then start doing my day job. And that seems to work really well. One of the goals I have is to keep doing this video series. And, I figured, well, got to do 2 a week. So that's going to be just over 100. And if I keep making videos in the morning and then editing them, I'll easily hit that. So not to get lazy, but that should work. Okay. So let's run this under the good old debugger. I'm going to guess that it actually works, but I'm also wondering why it's going to be giving an error when I actually try to use it from the integration project. So let's take a look at the code that's actually generated. And we'll do that and that and that, that. Okay, so, well, shut my mouth. What in the heck? I think my wife is pulling something down the hallway outside my office. So, okay, well, this is interesting. Oh, I think I might now know what's going on here. Well, the problem is obvious. The cause of it, I think I know. It's not creating 2 methods, and it needs to. And I think I know why. Because let's go here. Stop here. And let's go up here, and let's go into the generator. So we're getting all of the receivers, okay? And then we go look at partially applied information, okay? And we're looking for an estimate of results. And we go through all the candidates. We start doing analysis on them. They have to have the right amount of methods, and we need to get the symbol. And if it wasn't found, we do 2. Now again, no diagnostics are being made in this case. I want to be clear on this because it does get all the way down here and it tries to put 2 in. I would imagine. I think it's putting 2 in. The delegate parameters are okay. It's the return that's, and then we make sure that you're not partially applying ref structs. Okay, so that's all good. So I would imagine if I put a breakpoint here, we're going to see 2 results. Okay, so let's go back here and let's just run this and let's see if we get 2. I would imagine we get 2. And if I say that, we do get 2. Okay. The one being here and apply with ref return. Okay, so that's not the problem. Okay. Let's come back to generator. And then we go to the builder. This is, I think, where the problem is happening. So we go into the builder here. And we do distinct. That's the problem. Yes, I am wrong. Because the result, yeah, we're going to have to include, when we do equals here, the name as well. Because you can have that too. I think that's the only problem here. So others not null. And this dot apply name equals other dot apply name. Now I think it would work. If I come back here, let's get rid of all breakpoints, and I say here, doesn't matter. Get the code this time, we should see 2. I think that was the only problem, but I want to make sure I have a test for partially applied information results to make sure that I'm actually doing the equality correctly. And that's probably something that, now that I think about it, I'm not doing That cat can be loud. Yes, you can be, cat. Oh, I can hear him. All right, so now it's doing the right thing. Yep. Okay, that's good. I think I just solved the problem, but as I said, I need to put a test in for partially applied builder results. Okay. And we're going to say create, but we also want to do equals here. Okay. I also want to do equals. Check equality. Okay. Now, oh yeah, we're just that test is kind of bogus because we're trying to we're trying to actually get the real thing. We're just saying, oh, here's a method symbol, and we just put that in there. We don't actually care if the name is the same. I guess I could kind of do the same here if I wanted to. Though, why am I doing this? Don't we have naming dot apply method name? Why would I just not use that? It's equal to that. Okay. I'm going to do that. So we're going to have one result that uses naming dot apply method name. Okay. And yeah, the R equal also does we don't want to necessarily test the implementation of R equal. We just want to see if in the count and everything with symbol differences. Okay. So what we want to do here is say something like symbol A, symbol B. There's a combinatorial problem coming up here, I think, but that's okay. C. So we want to put here int A, just something that differentiates it from bar Baz. I like Quux better. Quaz. Okay, so result A is going to have symbol A. And again, this isn't verifying if any of these are actually correct or not. These are just saying compare it to. So we're going to have two more here. B, C. This takes B. And this takes a C. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're not going to do this. We're going to say assert that. Is there... Okay, I'm going to look. NUnit combinatorial. Well, it does have something. The problem is that it takes things that can only be put into an attribute. So you can't do this to to provide the values. Which, oh, could you do value source? Use an individual parameters of a test method to identify a name source for the argument values to be supplied. So it's possible we could use value source and then say this is the thing that generates the... Okay, so this would work. And then, but the problem is that... Okay, I have to think about this for a second because, yeah, I do want to test all the combinations. But how do I know what the value, like, given that I'd pass in A and B, this is the combinations across the two, and that's, I don't think this is, at least in my coffee deficient brain this morning, I don't think that's quite what I want. I don't think so. Okay, so we should say that symbol, no, result A is not equal to result B. Okay. Result A, keep that there, should be equal to. Okay. And now we're going to say result B. And I'm not going to do transitive and, whatever. I'm just going to say is B is not equal to. All right, so yeah, probably just was simpler doing this. So the symbol differences are there. Let's just see what happens when I do this. I failed. Okay. Sequence contains no elements. Probably because you're looking for a foo. Yeah. Okay, so that's fine. Let's put in string method name. Okay. So we're going to say foo here. And yeah, I should say var. Const string method name is equal to foo. And then what I really should be doing is putting it, oh God. Method name. Method name. Okay, that's just to get this symbol. So we're going to do, yeah, we really want to do this. We really want to do this. Yes, we do. Okay, so we're going to say method name A is that. Symbol A is equal to method name A and A. Okay. We're going to want a B and a C. B and a C. Bar. Quux. And then we want a B and a C. B. C. Where this is going to be B and C. And then B, C. And then we have our results. Now let's give it a whirl. It might still fail, but hopefully it's not because of looking up the methods. It still fails. Well, the toString would be nice if I actually printed that out. But, so... Oh! I was too busy copying. It still might fail. Yeah, it does. It doesn't really help. I really should have a toString on this that tells me kind of what this is. It's kind of sucks that it doesn't... Well, I could say result A equals result B, because that's not what I'm expecting. And then this is C. That doesn't equal that. And then this is B and C. Okay, so hopefully now I'll at least be able to see. So it's result A and result. Wait, what was it? Result A and result A does not equal result C. Oh, did we include the return type? No, we don't. That's just a hash code. Well, okay, that's a little partial argument count apply name. They're the same. Okay, so, oh, no, it's just the symbol differences. Yeah, it should be. Okay, so apparently if I do this, no, the other way around. If I do this, then the test should pass. Otherwise, assert multiple. Yeah, okay. So now we can narrow down on this one. So let's do that. Come into here, run this, and I bet this is going to be one of those things that as soon as I run it, it's going to be like, oh yeah, you dummy. This is exactly what the problem is. Okay, so the target here is target Quux, target foo. Okay, so they both have the same signature sans the name of the method. Like say, this is to, that's to. Apply name, apply. So it's got to be the R equals. Okay. What? Void, void. How is that not equal? That's actually very disconcerting. Oh, I never do that here. I have something for object equality, but it's not quite the same thing. I thought I had method symbol. Get default constrained name, get constraints, match. Do I have to explicitly pass this in? Ah, shoot. Let's try this again. You'd think it would just use the default if... Why would you pass that in if that's the default? I thought I put a breakpoint there. And apparently I didn't. Because I'm a moron. I mean, I feel good because I think I've now solved this problem, but I want to... Nope, it still thinks that a return type of void... Let's say self returns void. Okay, and then other. True. Okay, so what we need to say is if self.returns void, we got, yeah, 3 cases here. And then I don't think this matters. Okay. And not other returns void, or not self returns void and other returns void, or there. Okay, so that should, so if one returns void and the other doesn't, or the other way around, or the return types don't match. So now if I come back here, this should now pass. No, it does not. What the heck? It's still failing on that. What in the world? So, self returns void is true. Oh, yeah. As soon as I saw it, I went. And, okay, so we're trying to return the false case. The false case is if one returns void, the other doesn't. Or one doesn't return void and the other doesn't. Or neither of them return void and their types don't. Not self returns void and not other returns void. And there. Now I think this should work. Of course, it would help if I actually closed all my parentheses. No, don't. I debugged. I didn't mean to debug, and I debugged. But at least I can see that it... Yeah, now it skips it. Okay. Just run the test. Don't actually debug the test. Okay, now we got one passing. And one passing. Okay, I'm going to add the other equality tests, but you know what's coming. I'm going to shut it down. We're going to start up again. Okay. I just want to see that the integration test actually works as expected. And then if that's good, then I will just add the tests off camera. I have to actually add a test for... I have a task, an issue within GitHub to make sure you have appropriate tests around everything. So at some point I will go through all that. And this again shows you can't rely upon code that doesn't have tests. It just doesn't work. How many times do I have to prove my point? Oop, was that the one I actually wanted? I think so. Yeah, it was. Okay. Build. And now it succeeds. And now let's see if my assumption here worked with how the ref return worked. And it passes now. Okay. I am good. This actually now works as expected. So very, very good. All right, so I'm going to do that work I just mentioned off camera and get this finally, get this issue finally put to rest. So thank you all for watching. Leave comments and questions below. See you in the next episode.